Sup, everybody. Welcome to the Humble Vestures podcast. I am your host, Gerren Jones, and this is my wife, Bridget Jones. How are you, ma'am?
Hi,
How's everything going for you today?
good. How about with you?
Not bad, not bad. We had a great morning starting out so far. It's what, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We got up, relaxed a little bit, had church. We did church online, and then went for a walk.
Yes, well, I know today you were hurting a little bit, but got my 2 miles in, even though
Mm-hmm.
I was hurting a little bit.
Yes, I started using that weighted vest. I got a weighted vest thinking that'll help with my time and all that thing, stuff like that, but it hurts my back, man. And it's like just right at my lower back. And I thought like outside would be better than on the treadmill, so I think I'm gonna switch to just using it to work out with and not go on walks with. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
So even though you slow down your pace, it still gives you the back pain.
Yes.
I
Yep.
mean, I know that. I was just letting other people know.
Gotcha. But yeah, so I mean, I like using it and I can feel the difference. I can feel the added weight, but just it's a lot for my back. So yeah, we're just going to skip on to that. But the 40/40 challenge is doing good. We're at
Yes.
day 30 something,
Uh,
33.
33, yes.
Yep, 33, day 33, because next Saturday, that's it. Yep, so we're doing good. We just got these last 7 days, and then after that, that'll be done. And then with our task management, that's still going good. We kind of had a little hiccup, kind of. I don't know if you want to call it a hiccup because it was actually a good thing.
Yeah, it's a positive thing. I wouldn't call it a hiccup. I would call it
Yeah,
like a detour, slight detour.
yeah. So last episode we talked about doing task management. So just for the people that didn't see the last one, we took Apple Notes and we share it amongst each other, and then we put almost like a checklist in there, and we put our things that we want to accomplish. Let me pull it up. I'll share one that we used.
And while you're pulling that up, I know we said on the last one, but I was probably bucked it at first, but it's so super helpful because it keeps us both on the same page. It keeps us accountable not only to the task that we're doing, but to help each other out. Like, hey, did you do this? Did you remember to do this? So, even though I wasn't like super bucking it, I was just like, yeah, I don't know how that's going to help. I I'm not very good with to-do lists. I just know the things I got to get done and I do it, but I have found it very helpful creating that to-do list.
Hmm. See right here, you can see our tasks here. And what we did was we added like a little carryover there. So those are the things that we didn't finish last week, but they don't get forgotten because when I do the next one, we'll add it on there. So these things here, we didn't get finished. And I don't mind sharing this. This is just something, between couples, your list is going to be similar or it's going to be, a little bit off. Of course, we can go more in depth if you need to. That's cool. And if you want an example of that, show us, and I don't mind doing it. So all those things that got carried over, we'll still make sure that we get those things done, and they become a higher priority because we separate them from the new things that we want to add. So, like she said, it's a great tool between the both of us. And then,
You started saying that we got detoured a little bit. We wouldn't really call it a hiccup, but just like a detour. But it's because we were tasked or requested to do t-shirts for church that has a 100th anniversary coming up. And of course, since our business is doing shirts, they asked you to create some shirts for some members that didn't get them when we did the last order so that they can be prepared for their 100th anniversary. So that was
yeah.
one of the things that kind of good thing
Hmm.
had some things that were carrying over.
So it's like that list is dynamic. We got that order, and because it's a business that took priority. There were things that we still, of course, the high things that we wanted to get done, we did, but that order took priority and we had a deadline. We were before our deadline that we gave ourselves. So today we just got to relax. We were going to be packaging it up and everything today, but time allowed, and Bridget got the packing while I was doing the pressing, and yeah, it was all good. It was great.
That's the other thing is teamwork. We're a team, we're together. So
Hmm.
where you need some assistance, I help you. Where I need assistance, you help me, and then we come together and we get things done.
Hmm. And she gave me some assistance today with food. Mm. She's a fan of ham. I
Mm.
can ham is take it or leave it. You know what I mean? But she made ham sandwiches this morning as our brunch, our after walk brunch, because we've been fasting. So we both were kind of hungry, and we try to walk fasted, just to burn a little bit more. But tell them about your sandwich you made us this morning.
So ham is good, and I like all forms of ham. But this particular one, I did the Hillshire Farms Black Forest already pre-sliced ham, so it's thinner. And made that on the sandwich, and then added egg and cheese, and so
And
it
it
was
was
delicious.
fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So it came in clutch. But I have this weird thing. So
Here we
when
go.
when she makes hers, she puts like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 slices of meat on there.
It's probably just as thick as the egg.
Yeah, my request was don't put as much meat as you put on yours. I know that's weird.
Yeah,
But
because any other man wants extra meat, but
right, exactly. And depending on what it is, like, I want my double cheeseburger and things like, yes, but certain things I don't know, weird about. Even grilled cheese. She put like the first time she made me grilled cheese, she put 2 slices of cheese, and it's like that's
there
just
was actually
see 2.5. Like, I don't know. For me, that's too much for me. One slice. That's all I need is just one slice. I'm weird like that. I don't know.
now let's fix this just a little bit. Because if we have ribs, you are definitely getting a full slab. But it's just certain things that you wanna.
Right.
And I would take in consideration you want to enjoy the combination of the egg, the cheese, and the meat, where I just am greedy and I want to have all the egg and all the meat and cheese.
Mm. But today it was just, I don't know, a really good day, and we're doing this pod. It's like our Sunday conversation, because like yesterday I had a rough evening. Oh, I had a rough evening. Um, as you get to know us, we'll talk more and we'll go more in depth about things. But my brain sometimes it just goes. My brain goes 1,000 miles an hour. First off, but then I have like this. I know I'm not a perfectionist, but I have this thing that I want everything to be absolutely perfect. So, like, let's say the shirts, how this all kind of happened and how this meltdown happened. I won't call it a meltdown. It wasn't that bad. But I just got into this funk because when we got the order, we're super stoked, super excited. Then, I placed the order, got all the shirts, made sure all the sizes are right, everything's good. We get them in, we start pressing the shirts. I mean, like everything's going good. And then you get down to the last few. So it's like it's showtime. And it's like, this looks crooked. This looks a little off. If this is off, all of them are off. So literally, last night, she's trying to calm me down and everything. And it wasn't like, don't think like calm me down like I was in a rage. I wasn't. Just beating myself up about things. She had already packaged up probably 30 of the shirts. I couldn't go to bed until I opened every single one of them and looked at them to make sure they're straight. And they were.
And
And
I'll
she
just
told me, yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
I'll just add this. So not only is this for a very respected church about where we're at. I mean, it's not a huge church, but it's a respected church, but it's also a close personal friend of ours that requested this for his church. And it's somebody that we respect and we like a lot. So not only was it a job, but it was for a personal friend of ours who now he's going to be over the moon regardless. but when it's coming with our name on it and it's going to be seen by other people and it's for somebody that we really care about, I think you also put added pressure on yourself to make it that more perfect.
Hmm. Exactly. I just don't want to I don't want to have anything bad associated with our names. It's just
For sure.
how it is, how we're raised. But the funny thing and why I bring that up is I had a mental struggle last night. It was just it was a rough mental evening. And church this morning, if you go back and look, if you're curious, his message, the sermon was about checking yourself mentally. Just the
Maybe we should
timing.
tell them what one it is in case they want to go look at the video. So it's St. James Presbyterian.
Yep, St. James Presbyterian Church in James Allen, South Carolina. It's a Secessionville Road is the address, and you'll see all of that stuff. It was a great sermon, and it was talking about being mentally strong and you know, just being mentally ready. It just, I don't know, it was great. Any comments
I
on that?
also
Yeah.
found in that message, I mean, I know pastors spoke specifically to um, like parents, like he geared it towards parents, like parents, whether you're an older parent with older children or whether you're a parent with teenagers. But if you don't already think that they're struggling with something when they come to you for help, they don't need to be knocked down again. So, again, it was also encouragement and support for those people that you love,
Hmm.
because we all know that sometimes family can be supportive, but they can also like be very brutally honest or sometimes not so supportive. So
Hmm.
I think it was words of encouragement, and it was words of, like you had mentioned, about getting out of your own head space, or at least not putting that kind of pressure on yourself. We all need a little bit of pressure to get things done, but just not over letting it take over.
Hmm.
Giving it up to God, because you're going to do your part. He's going to do the rest.
For sure. And as we were talking this morning, and we, we're just talking about all the mental stuff that I was going through last night, and just, it's healthy to talk about it rather than to keep it bottled in, or bottled up, I mean. And then just having that support system, and I know I have that in her. I didn't want to be standoffish this morning, so I made sure that we talked about it, you know. And even like I was telling her, it's like 25 years in the military. It's like you accomplish so many things. I've done so many things: drug interdiction, helicopter stuff, migrant addiction. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But I beat myself up for all the things that was like incorrect. Like I remember all the bad things, and like the bad things overshadow. And it's like, that's what you got to work on mentally, because you can accomplish anything, literally anything. There was this quote that I saw, and it's phenomenal. And I'll put it up here so you can see. But it says, it's not hard, it's just new. I mean, think about all the things you've done in your lifetime. Think about you were dreading doing this one thing, and you did it and was like, it's not that bad. Now, for you to go back and do it again, to do it now, you don't even think about it. It's so easy. But that first time was hard. So it's just that it was new. You can really do anything mentally.
Really, yes.
Yeah.
And
But
I would just add to that, sometimes I'll take example. When I was much younger, I took cello lessons. I was super excited to be taking cello lessons. Thought I was going to go in and be the next celloist. I was going to get all these awards and these record deals. And the first time I pulled that bow across the strings, it just kind of like made me feel, well, maybe this isn't it. But also, I mean, practice and staying with something even when it's new, and not just saying, oh, I'm no good at that. Just staying with it until it
hmm
becomes, just like with you in the military and those jobs that the first time you did it, I'm sure was very difficult or hard or
hmm
seemed impossible. And then 25 years later, how many people came to you for advice because you were so good at what you did?
hmm hmm And this part of the podcast is brought to you by us. Humble Vestures. So we're here for all your custom t-shirt needs, whether it be celebration. As you can see, she's showing off her Humble Vestures podcast hoodie there. We do everything from scratch. If you want any custom work, we can do it. We work with each other. Then once we get it locked in, we get everything all set for you and we can get it to you and get it shipped out to you. We do everything here from the house. We're not doing any of that get it shipped off and then mailed to you. No, we do it right here in the house. Behind me is a shirt press. We measure everything out. So get with us if you need anything custom t-shirts. Thank you for watching. So we're going to talk AI. I get excited about AI.
Get excited for you to talk about AI.
Just like how we just said in that last segment about something being new and something being hard. There's a lot of people that just totally against AI. Stop. Because it's here. It's here to stay. I didn't like AI at first because the main times that I talk to AI or mess with AI is if I'm calling somewhere and I gotta talk to some automated service that eventually I have to talk to a real person anyway. So I didn't like it. The more you're on a computer, you're using AI all the time. Anytime you do a search on the internet, AI is helping. Look around on Facebook. There's so many pictures, those curated cartoons and everything. Now, AI can be bad, of course. People dancing. You can make people do all kinds of things, but we're not going to focus on that kind of stuff here.
Positive.
Just positive things like use AI. When we were getting this podcast together, before we actually started, we used AI.
Mm-hmm.
And we went into we tried ChatGPT and we tried Google Gemini, and we just said we're a husband and wife starting a new podcast, and we wanted to just see what it would spit out. I'm talking like it spit out topics to talk about. It told us to banter between each other. I mean, oh my goodness, it went over to so many things. So the thing that you got to remember when you're trying out AI, because most people use it for simple things, just a simple search. Here's the key thing to remember. The more information that you put in your question, the better the answer is going to be. You can have it even write out a diet plan. I'm starting a new kettlebell workout. So I'm going to put it right here. AI shot that out there. Now, look at the prompt that I got. That's what I typed in. See all that information that I gave it there? All of that information that I gave it, by it knowing I'm a beginner and I don't know what I'm doing, look what it spit out. It's telling me all the different workouts to do. Of course, you can look at a bunch of videos, you can talk to a bunch of people, or you can try and figure it out. Why not use it?
Why not? And it's been around since the early 1960s, late 1950s. It's just grown over time and become better. And of course, we know that there's people that's going to use it for their advantage or for wrong ways of doing business or whatever. But the positives that are there, and like you said, it's not going away. It's only going to get bigger. And the more you use it in a more positive way, it reinforces and creates. And if anybody listened to our previous podcast, I talked about being diagnosed with colon cancer. Well, one of the things that I wanted to do is be better health wise. And it created an entire plan. And then as I went back and I said, well, I'm getting ready to have this second surgery. How should I incorporate, eating properly into this? And it even said, hold on, maybe not go overboard because you need to be prepared health wise for that surgery. But here's some things that you could incorporate. And I have incorporated some of those. And between my colon cancer surgery and being on convalescent, I've lost roughly not quite 20 pounds, like 17 pounds. And though I'm not incorporating everything, as y'all heard us talk about me having a ham, egg, and cheese sandwich this morning, but I am slowly incorporating it. And one of the things on there was telling me how vital, and I shouldn't say vital, how significant fasting is, because you were already doing the fasting. But after I started recuperating from the second surgery, how fasting has been really part of that, and me getting my
Hmm.
workout in and that kind of.
Right. And I really think all of that helped with your recovery.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like so the example that I always tell Bridget is AI is your best friend that knows everything. If you think of it that way, don't think of the big corporate stuff and the big business stuff. I'm talking like even simple things. We were just talking. So we're getting an RV. Eventually, we're going to get an RV, and we want to travel around, not have to stay in hotels. We can have our own privacy. So that's one of the things on our bucket list that we want to do. With that, me being the nerd and tech guy that I am, I want an electric vehicle. So then it's like, okay, well, what electric vehicles can pull an RV? So I'm thinking in my head, oh, well, this probably can, that probably can, this one probably can. And like, wait a minute, I know someone that knows. So literally grabbed my phone, typed it in there. What electric vehicles can pull an RV? I'll put it up right here. So look at that. A Sierra can pull that much? But all I did was just ask that simple question, and
Hmm.
AI gave me that. So, like, anyone that's against AI, think of how much you would have had to look up to find that answer. And all I did was just type that question in there. Things like that are what we're talking about as far as using AI. Of course, you can build a business off of it. Of course, you can get into trading and do all. We're just talking about regular,
Every day.
average, everyday uses, is what we're talking about when we say don't fight it. So, another AI feature that super, I got to find out about it. So, I'm going to make this into a clip. This is going to be a TikTok clip. Listen, on Apple, we use our watch. So, I'm going to put a picture up right here. So, see this? We actually use this. We click on the guy. You can scroll and you can see what you want to do. What do you want to work on? You want to do an indoor walk, outdoor walk, strength training. Like, there's so many things on there.
So
We
many.
actually use that. Well, me and her get different information in our ears. Now, we do have some different equipment. So here's the part that I want to post on TikTok and clip. Tell me how this happens. I have my earbuds in. I'm doing my walk. On my walk, it'll tell me, great way to start your day. This is your fifth workout this week. You've walked 7.8 miles already. Keep going. Like mine starts, she don't get that.
Mine said nothing.
Nothing. As I'm walking, I'll get you just hit your 70th mile for this year. She don't get that. The other one said, over the past over your past four workouts, your heart rate is X amount better than it was, or your pace is X amount better. What causes that? What setting do we need to do that? Let us know.
Because mine only tells me split one, split two.
Yeah. I'm talking like mine like really breaks down all kinds of things. So we want to know what that setting is, how to do it. Now, I was thinking because I was looking at different things. I have the Pro 3 earbuds. I do have Ultra Watch, and I am a Fitness Plus member. Those are the things that are different with her account and my account. She don't have Fitness Plus. She has a regular Apple Watch and she has the Pro 2s. I'm wondering if one of those devices makes something different. Do you know what I mean?
And if my husband needs to spend more money on me, all of you should comment.
Or that. So, anyway, AI was the main focus that we want to stress to you today. Actually use it. If you don't like it, just try it out just for the simple things, literally simple things. And even AI is in our house. We use it all the time.
Hmm.
Like, I don't want to say the A word, but it's by Amazon. Alex, you know what I mean, with an A at the end. But we can tell her to cut the lights on, and she does. We can say, just turn them on in the game room or lock the door. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. And I worked at Best Buy. If you ever want to know how to do any of those things, let me know. I'll do a video. I'll show you. We can do it here on the pod, or I can just do a regular video. Just let us know what you need, and we will hook you up. So,
Mm.
thanks for watching the pod today. We greatly appreciate your time. And just remember that we
Thank
love
you.
you and that you got this. Y'all take care. Peace.